like to introduce this game's new story, which takes place in a city striving to be somewhere that belongs to both people and Pokémon. After you arrive in Lumio City, either Urbane or Tawny will invite you to join Team MZ. Team MZ's objective is to protect the city of Lumiose. Let's get to know Team MZ a little better. There's Naveen, a fashion designer in the making. And there's Lita, who aspires to become a professional dancer. As part of Team MZ, you'll spend your days in Lumio City with this crew. Lumio City looks different by day and by night. During the day, you can explore the city and find lots of Pokémon to add to your party. Then, by night, you can compete in the ZA Royale with the Pokémon you've raised, aiming to climb the ranks. As you advance in the ZA Royale, battles against powerful trainers await. One of those trainers, Corbeau, is the boss of the Rust Syndicate, an organization operating in Lumio City. It seems like he has some kind of business with the members of Team MZ. Lumio City offers plenty of ways to have fun aside from Pokémon battling, too. Trainers can change their hairstyle, looks, and outfit to appear however they would like as they stroll around the city. If you've teamed up with a Furfrou, a Pokémon with distinctive long fur, you can even have it trimmed into fashionable styles. You can also take photos at interesting spots, or relax and hang out with your Pokémon if you like. All kinds of encounters await you in Lumio City. Emma, the best detective in Lumiose, will ask you to help with her detective work. You can find people around the city who need a hand and solve their problems. Mabel is the acting director of the Pokémon Research Lab. By catching Pokémon, you can aid her research. In return, you can receive useful items for your adventures in this game. Something strange has been occurring in Lumio City recently. Some wild Pokémon have been mega-evolving on their own and going rogue. These so-called rogue mega-evolved Pokémon can't contain their own strength and are the very definition of dangerous. To take them on, you'll need to fight Mega Evolution with Mega Evolution. One newly discovered Mega Evolved Pokémon, Mega Dragonite, has distinctive Dragonair-like features, like wings on its head and a pearl on its tail. While tackling rogue Mega Evolved Pokémon, you'll want an ally from Team MZ at your side, plus strong bonds with your Pokémon. This city holds many stories. Different wishes intertwine, seeking for people and Pokémon to coexist.
And look moderately better than the Switch 2 versions of Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet. Of course, this is just a demo, and thus, I didn't get to experiment with draw distance or put it to the test with dozens of wild Pokémon on screen. Back to the demo. One portion of my play session was set in the early game of only the 4th main mission, battling in the ZA Royale. Here I entered a battle zone marked by a red area on the map, where I needed to earn enough ticket points in trainer battles to get a challenger's ticket, which is needed to take part in a promotion match. Winning that promotion match for the ZA Royale would upgrade my rank from Z to Y. We already knew about this core gameplay loop, which I assume we'll be taking part in repeatedly until we reach rank A and earn the vague prize of a single wish. It's an entertaining enough system where, at night, you roam the streets of a predetermined area to face other starry-eyed trainers. In expected Pokemon fashion, as soon as a trainer sees you, the battle is on. But in Legends ZA, if a trainer attacks you when you aren't looking, that means the opponent's Pokemon gets that free first attack on your Pokemon, which is also a guaranteed critical hit. Personally, I find this to be an incredibly rude tactic that goes against the friendly competitive spirit of Pokemon. But of course, I took advantage of it myself when one of my stylish teammates, Lita, suggested I try it out. The tight corners of city streets mean it's easy to get surprised, but it also offers opportunities for you to crouch and sneak in close to a target yourself. Battle begins seamlessly, just like in Legends Arceus, but Legends ZA does away with Legends Arceus' slightly modified version of the core turn-based battle mechanics we're all most familiar with. Instead, ZA is full real-time action. At least that's how it presents itself. To attack, you essentially use Z targeting by holding the ZL button and then pressing the face buttons to instruct your Pokemon which move to use. This is the same whether you're in battle, initiating a battle, or instructing your Pokemon to attack an obstacle, like some rocks I saw at the beginning of the mission that none of my Pokemon were strong enough to break. As expected, each Pokemon can know 4 moves at a time, and those are the moves you have access to on the 4 face buttons. Surprisingly, the moves don't seem to have PP, power points, meaning that they can be used an unlimited number of times with consideration to their cooldown, a new mechanic for Pokemon commonly used for skill-based action games. Different moves have different cooldown times, but the moves I had access to this early in the game all had relatively short cooldowns, around 6 or 7 seconds, and short casting times as well that aren't communicated in any menus. Regardless of these limitations, I was pretty much always able to attack with another move as soon as my Pokemon was done attacking with the first. The moves will fill up with color as the cooldown counts down, indicating when you can attack with it again, but I do wish that feedback was more clearly communicated. I ended up using almost all of these moves available in rotation pretty mindlessly. You can't instruct your Pokemon to dodge or perform any other maneuvers besides these 4 attacks, though Pokemon can miss attacks if the opponent is too far from the attack's range. Battle actions appear on the right side of the screen, informing you of things like attacks performed, debuffs, and critical hits. The feedback for missing attacks, however, seemed to be non-existent, so I can see learning when the best time to attack could be a bit difficult. In trainer battles, you can't be damaged or take the hit for your Pokemon. I tried. Marie still fainted. But you can get hurt in battles against wild Pokemon and the more dangerous Rogue Mega Evolved Pokemon, the other core gameplay plot device in Legends ZA. And you still can't take a hit for your Pokemon. At least it seemed to be that way. The second part of the demo pit me against a Rogue Mega Evolved Absol after following the dog-like Zygarde 10% form to it as part of another early game mission, this time the 9th. Somehow the small-ish Zygarde carries you up to the roof where Absol is, but apparently your character closes their eyes while this happens as the screen fades out and suddenly you're on the roof. Anyway, this early in the game you don't have the ability to Mega Evolve a Pokemon on your own. So the mysterious Az lends you a Mega Ring, a Lucario, and the Lucario-Knight Megastone so you can face the Rogue Mega Evolved Absol without getting your butt categorically handed to you. In this battle, you must dodge to avoid the opponent's attacks as Absol is coming for you, not just your Pokemon. I found it a bit cumbersome to balance attacking and avoiding enemy attacks, as you can attack only while you're locked onto a target with ZL, but you can't dash or dodge while targeting. I'm sure this is something I'd develop better muscle memory for as I play more, but it felt odd to have my actions restricted like that. There's also a secondary goal to pay attention to when up against Rogue Mega Evolved Pokemon. You must collect Mega Power Orbs to build up enough energy to Mega Evolve your Pokemon, and keep collecting them so your Pokemon doesn't de-Mega Evolve. Attacking the Rogue Mega Evolved Pokemon forces the Mega Power Orbs out of them, which you then must pick up yourself. It's a pretty clever way to force you to put yourself in danger and use the dodge mechanics. This fight was much more interesting than the trainer battles, as is expected considering all the extra things I needed to worry about besides pressing the attack buttons. Another thing I noticed is that although you can't tell your Pokemon to dodge, they will default to returning to your side when you're not locked onto an opponent. So if you start avoiding the enemy's AoE attacks, your Pokemon will too, as long as you give him enough time to retreat.
Pokémon Legends ZA introduces link battles in a whole new style. Get ready for intense 4-player mayhem in the ZA Battle Club. The time limit is 3 minutes. The trainer who defeats the most Pokémon will be the winner. The match has begun. At the start of the match, you can play it safe, go on the offensive, or collect items to power up with. Who knows where things will stand in 3 minutes? Here, Talonflame takes aim and strikes with Brave Bird, but it's blocked by the Steadfast Shield to protect. Gyarados quickly counters with Waterfall. It's super effective. Talonflame goes down. The trainer who defeated it earns 1 point. But there's no time to relax. Ampharos Mega Evolves and immediately fires off Thunderbolt. A mighty hit. Gyarados has fainted. When your Pokemon faints, you can still rally and dive back in. This is still anyone's game. These trainers are back on their feet. They decide to switch out their Pokemon. 1.5 minutes left. We're halfway through. Mega Ampharos' battle with Go-Go is heating up. Whoa! Furfrou barrels in from the side with Hyper Voice. Both weakened battlers go down. That's 2 points at once. The trainer changes Pokemon again and presses on. 10 seconds left on the clock. And this trainer's full up on Mega Power. Dragonite Mega evolves. And it unleashes a raging Draco Meteor! That's all 3 opponents down! A huge upset in the final 10 seconds. Dragonite's trainer takes a clear victory.
is a new title in the Pokémon series. The story takes place in Lumiose City, the largest city in the Kalos region. Prism Tower stands tall at the center of this city of beautiful vistas. These days, Lumiose is undergoing a high-tech urban redevelopment plan to turn it into a city that people and Pokémon truly share. After you arrive in Lumiose City to see the sights, you'll meet 3 Pokémon, one of which will become your first partner: Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile. You'll choose one of these Pokémon to accompany you on a new journey as you get to know Lumiose City and its inhabitants. Here are some of the colorful characters you'll encounter. When you arrive in Lumiose, you'll meet a new friend and ally, either Urbane or Tawny. The hotel where you'll be staying is run by AZ. You'll also meet his partner, Floette. Lumiose's redevelopment is being managed by Quasartico Inc. You'll become acquainted with the company's CEO Jet and her secretary Vinny. The different people you meet will make your time in Lumiose all the richer. To help people and Pokémon coexist, the city has set up wild zones. These areas, located throughout Lumiose, give wild Pokémon habitats where they can thrive. To catch one of these wild Pokémon, aim carefully, then throw a Pokéball. If you're having a hard time catching one, have one of your Pokémon use its moves to weaken the target, making it easier to catch. This game offers a style of Pokémon battling not seen in previous titles. Moves can have a longer or shorter reach, or different areas of effect. So choose your timing and positioning carefully to gain the upper hand. Lead your partner Pokémon through battles and dodge incoming attacks. Swap Pokémon if you need to and find the right moment to unleash a move. What's more, certain Pokémon can go beyond evolution by undergoing Mega Evolution. When a trainer's keystone resonates with the Mega Stone held by their Pokémon, the Pokémon will do more than just change shape. It'll unlock a new level of power, turning the tide of battle in its favor. As Lumiose continues its transformation into a city that belongs to both people and Pokémon, who knows what kinds of encounters and experiences will await you.